Hello and welcome to RSTV TV's special presentation on the history of cities of India. In this episode too, we'll take you down to several facets of the city of Mysore. It's a beautiful city which has a rich history and its rich flavors. I'm joined with Sachin from Gully Tour.
Hi,
Sachin,
Rajat.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Sachin conducts heritage walk in the city. So Sachin, what is your city famous for?
Okay. So as every city has its own culture and cuisine, so Mysore is also quite famous for the silk, Mysore Park, Mysore Masala Dosas.
Well, Sachin just gave us the preview of what we are about to show in this episode, but besides the cuisine and the fabric, Mysore is also famous for its beautiful architecture, something which is indigenous to Mysore. So Sachin, we across Mysore we see buildings such as this, like beautiful buildings, even if it happens to be a small little department of university, it'll be very ornate in its architecture. Could you just take us down to what exactly is this architecture in Mysore?
Okay, so mainly all the buildings, if you look at Mysore, were predominantly Indo-Sasanic in style. So if you look at this building, it's a bit unique. It's Greco-Roman in style.
Right.
So built in memory of the first Diwan of Mysore. And also a lot of importance attached to it. So during independence struggle, many famous leaders like Gandhi and Nehru gave speeches from this very hall. So and also back then to have a radio, you need to have a license,
Right.
kind of a luxury. So one who had no radio could come over here and listen radio for free. So again, Mysore was the first city in India to have radio.
Right, so there we have, it's a beautiful start to introducing you to several other facets of Mysore. So let's take a look at that. Come Sachin. Well, once in Mysore, you will not miss a sight of these classic, colourful tongas. Tongas are as common a mode of transportation in Mysore as any other vehicle. Well, these tongas were also common mode of transportations in cities across the country, but slowly they vanished and morphed into cars and other vehicles. But here in Mysore, special effort is taken by the authorities to preserve this cultural heritage of the city. How this heritage is preserved by the government?
Okay, so just to tell you an example about the tongas itself. So these tongas are known as Sharpas and tongas, which means the king used to love these tongas. That's how the name has it. So earlier this was the common mode of transportation. As things have changed due to modern transport and many efficient ones, so these have taken a back seat. So somehow the Tongawalas are also making an effort, and government is also helping them to revive this tradition, at least for tourists' sake, in a way to also help their livelihood and also revive the old tradition.
How old is Tonga tradition here? I know, it's several cities, it's very old, but especially in Mysore, I haven't seen Tonga in any of the South Indian cities, but in Mysore we saw these Tongas.
So as you look at other cities, so every city had these kind of Tongawalas, but fortunately only in Mysore it survived. So we don't have a clear date of when it started, because this was the only mode of transportation back then. So fortunately, as I said, only in Mysore it has survived.
Well, among the most important identity marks of Mysore is its silk, a fabulous fabric which is procured from Karnataka, manufactured here, produced here and sold across the country and across the world. We have with me Mr. Mohammad Ibrahim, the owner of Badsha Stores, the Silk Experience. Sir, thank you for joining us.
Hello, sir.
Thank you. Could you explain to us like how and why the Mysore silk is so popular?
Okay, first of all, what I would like to say is all over India, right? Most of the silks, wherever you buy, be it Kanjivaram, be it Banaras, the silk yarn usually goes from the Mysore region. When I say Mysore region, it could be the Mysore, Ramnagaram, Bangalore, and even Sidlaghatta.
You mean the old Mysore
region?
Provincial
that is what I
region,
meant, yeah.
right?
So even if you're buying a Kanjivaram saree, it means to say you're just buying a Kanjivaram weave, but the silk again comes from Mysore. So Mysore is the only place where you get the mulberry silk, which the cocoon is grown from the mulberry and all that thing. So that is the only silk which is supplied everywhere. Pehle Kashmir se aata tha, because of the problems, Kashmir ka pura band ho gaya. And then you have the Muga, which also comes from Bihar. That is Tassar and all those Khicha variety. So that is how it is. So what I would say is, Mysore silk, the crepes what we make, they are the softest silks, very, very soft, and they're not stiff. So when you wear a Mysore silk, even for a wedding, you don't get tired at all because it is soft, it drapes well, it falls on the body well. That is why people from all over the world, they come to Mysore only to buy silks here.
One more thing, I mean, when you talk of Mysore silk, is it only about the nature of the silk, or it's also about the design or ornate work over the fabric?
See, designs...
like we have Kanta design, we have Ajrak, I mean, for cotton.
See, I'll tell you, all over India, right, the designs can be copied anywhere. Like, we do have a lot of paisley designs in Mysore. With that, we have a lot of, what you can say, contemporary designs, like we have checks and everything. But designs, you cannot say it's Mysore region. We do have those peacocks and we have the mangoes and all, which are typically from Mysore. But apart from those, we have brocades, which all the people copy from here and there. So we try to be innovative, and then we try to get designs from all over India, but it will be totally traditional designs. And the designs are all old, they're not new. We just tweak up a little bit and then make the color and the design look new, that's it.
What are the challenges before this industry, considering that, and especially for the proprietors in this industry? I mean, given that there are so many shops these days, so how do you keep pace with that?
See, first of all, like I said, this shop is around 53 years old. And our shops which were there during those days, all of them have died because they haven't upgraded themselves.
Right.
Now, if you see my store, this shop doesn't look like a 53-year-old shop.
Right.
I've renovated thrice.
Right.
And I have, see, before 10 years, I used to keep stuff from all over India. I used to have stuff from Calcutta, I used to have stuff from Banaras, I had stuff from Lucknow, I had stuff from Jaipur, everything. So one day, about 10 years ago, I decided that I will not keep anything outside South at least. Forget about just Karnataka, the South area. So that's when I decided I will renovate the shop, and I cleared all the stock from all over India, started keeping stuff only from the Mysore region. And that's when I started realizing that a lot of people come here only because of that. So I started keeping those things, and now today in my store we have handloom, powerloom related to cotton, silk and linen, and that's about it. So because of that, I think people come searching for us.
Right. Sir, thanks a lot. It's pleasure having you in the show. But just one small thing, we would like to know that there are several customers who would like to go for the silk authenticity test. Would like to
sure, sir, please
display it as well. Thank you.
See, basically there are two things. I am also a member of the Silk Mark Association, but I discontinued their labels because they are not foolproof.
Okay.
What happens is they just give us a tag and they tell us to fix it here, and it keeps falling off, and then our number is there. Anybody can misuse it. But the real test, what I could tell you is, for any layman, what they have to do is, usually the silk has a small, any saree has a small place which is, this is a waist strip.
Yes, yes.
So what you do, you cut a small piece from here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you should remember that silk is very natural, and it comes from a cocoon.
Yes.
So our hair also is natural, and it has got keratin in it. The same way even this has got keratin. Okay. And then you burn this piece. That is why I have a lighter all the time. No, don't worry, nothing is going to happen. It's not going to melt. That's why I have this lighter. Usually I demonstrate this to the customers.
Right.
So when I burn this, it will smell exactly like your hair burning.
Yeah.
Now the second thing is, you just touch this, it becomes complete ashes. Don't worry, nothing is going to happen to you because it's not going to melt. it's totally.
Okay, so that is the
Ash,
test of
yeah.
authenticity of the
Yep.
silk here.
So this is the easiest way without any sending the fabric to the thing. But if there is plastic in it, maybe some weavers, what they do is they put 50% of plastic and 50% of silk. Then what happens is it will smell like silk, but it doesn't turn into total ashes. What is going to happen is it's going to turn into a plastic ball, and you touch it, you might even burn yourself. So you have to be careful about that.
Right.
That's about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
You're
the
welcome.
elaborate explanation of the authenticity of the
Thank
fabric. So there we have this wonderful fabric, which is all-time favorite of women across not just India, but across the world as well. Well, we'll explore other facets of Mysore. Keep watching our show. Well, we are inside packed and vibrant Devaraja Market of Mysore. Now, what exactly are the reasons of why it's being called Devaraja Market? All we know here is that every lane here has its specific items. Like one lane is dedicated for flowers, other lane for colors, one for bananas, and one for fruits, and one for other items of daily household. So Sachin, why it's called Devaraja Market? Was it a royal market at one point of time? Is there some association with the royalty?
So this market was started during the times of the Maharajas. So it belongs to some, the name is from one of the members of the royal members. And so this market is still in the same way as it was designed earlier.
Acha.
So if you observe the lane, so the rest of the fruits are here. So this is dedicated for the banana. Yeah. So likewise, we also have wholesale flower lane, retail flower lane, puja lane of the market. So still it's in the same way.
Right.
Clean, neat, yeah, still in the same way.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it's much cleaner than other markets that we get to see in several other busy cities. So you enjoy this colors of this Devaraja Market, and we go and explore other facets of this beautiful city. Well, it's difficult to come to Mysore and not to have its delicious, delectable sweet called Mysore Park. Across Mysore, you'll find several shops where Mysore Park is famous. Now, what exactly is Mysore Park? We'll go and find out in this old, classic Guru Sweet shop. It's a busy place as every day. Sachin, so what is the history of Mysore Park?
So before we start with the history, let me tell you about the recipe of how the Mysore Park is made.
Well, you know the recipe because that seems to be quite secret here. That's what we have learned.
But the ones we do,
The basic
we
ones.
prepare the basic ones. So not any complex things we use. It's just chickpea flour, sugar, and ghee. So that's how Mysore Park is made.
Right.
So once while experimenting, a chef by name Kakasura Madhapa, who worked as a chef in the palace of Mysore. So you can see a small photograph there.
Okay.
His father was the chef Kakasura Madhapa. Once while experimenting, as I said, chickpea flour, ghee and sugar, he came up with the sweet. So the Maharaja, on tasting it, named it as the Mysore Park, or the delicacy of Mysore.
Right.
So the guy sitting there, the cashier, he is the fourth generation of the family.
Okay, okay.
So they still do this sweet in the same way as they used to do it earlier.
Right, right.
So let's taste one.
Absolutely. Well, we can't go to their bakery and see how exactly they make Mysore Park, but surely we can try and have a Mysore Park here, and even you should have Mysore Park if you come to Mysore. Well, this is
Fresh and
piping hot, fresh Mysore
And
Park.
hot.
Hot Mysore Park.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Sachin. Well, how can you come to Mysore and not have Mysore Dosa? What exactly is Mysore Dosa or Mysore Masala Dosa? Something that is quite popular not just here but across the country and even across the globe, where we often find Indian cuisine making to the global snack. We have with us Mr. Eman from Indra Cafe. It's a 64-year-old restaurant in the heart of Mysore, and we have the connoisseur of Mysore Masala Dosa. Thanks for joining us, Eman.
Thank you, sir.
So, could you tell us what exactly is Mysore Masala Dosa and take us through how it is prepared? First,
Yeah.
how old is that recipe?
That is around 60 to 70 years old. Since Mysore started, we have started first hotel in Mysore. Yeah. So since then we are into the same business, sweets as well as dosas and all your South Indian, even North Indian. So would you, first I guess it's better you come and have a look at the dosas first, please. Come.
Well, we are inside the grand kitchen of Indra Cafe, where 64-year-old recipe is prepared every day. Eman, could you just tell us how do you prepare Mysore Masala
Mysore
Dosa?
Masala Dosa. Okay, so basically Mysore Masala Dosa consists of the main batter, what you usually use. So there's a different combination in that you have the ratios of rice and dal and everything. So basically you can see this red chutney. This is a garlic and red chutney paste. That is the authentic thing what is there on the dosa, which makes it totally different from each and all the dosas. It is famous all over the world. So let me just show you how to make it. Yeah, please. This is the hit round. Basically, you have that grains. There should be around 5 to 6 grains. This is the standard size of a dosa anywhere you go. Right. Okay. Yeah. Now then it will be the red chutney which has been applied on that. This is a little bit on the spicier side, which gives that upliftment of the taste in this, and which makes it different from each and everything.
Right.
And then it has a potato palya with this.
Okay.
This is the combination of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this is served with a cup of sambar, and our sambar is famous all over, so that is a little bit sweet. And then with a cup of chutney.
Right.
Yeah.
So clearly there we have this fantastic Mysore Masala Dosa, and this is this chutney, or you can say this mixture, red mixture of garlic, tomato and other ingredients that makes it distinct from any other dosa. Hope you like the preparation of this Masala Dosa on air, and you will obviously try it in
Please
real.
come. We'll be trying for you guys, so we'll be waiting for you. So we need all of you to join us.
Well, Mysore is also known as a cultural capital of Karnataka, and it has a strong reason for that. Besides cuisine, fabric and its architecture, there is a brilliant art form that is indigenous, or to say it's only original to Mysore, which is this Inlay Art. Now this is a peculiar art where wood is worked over wood. If you see, this is the Last Supper of Christ, and it's fairly evident that this frame has several colors. None of this color is a color or synthetic color. It's all wood, a variety of wood. And who does it? We have with us a great artist, national award winner, Mr. K. Mohan. Sir,
सर
शुक्रिया
नमस्ते।
हमारे से जुड़ने के साथ।
हाँ सर।
ये बहुत ही अद्भुत चीज़ जो आप करते हैं, मैं एक बार अपने व्यूअर्स को आई जस्ट शो देम. दिस इज द पिक्चर एंड दिस इज व्हाट मिस्टर मोहन एंड हिज टीम इज डूइंग. इट्स अमेजिंग. सर कैसे करते हैं आप ये, क्या किस किस तरह से, लाइक ये पिक्चर को आपने रेप्लिका बनाया, ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, दलाई लामा, दैट वेस्टर्न लेडी, देयर इज कृष्ण जी आई गेस, कैसे करते हैं?
सर ये हमें कम से एक 50 ईयर क्या 52 ईयर हो गया इसके उस तब से भी बना लगा रही है. पहले से भी ऐसा वर्क नहीं था जी, पहले काम चलता था ना, ऐसा काम नहीं करते थे, इंगले वर्क बनाते थे. इंगले वुड में वो है ना उधर पे
जी जी,
वो इंगले वर्क बनाते थे. वो इंगले वर्क आते आते थोड़ा हमें से भी थोड़ा ऐसा इम्प्रूव कर लिए. पहले काम नहीं आता है.
ओके.
आता मैं खुद थोड़ा क्रिएटिव करके उसमें सब रेडी करके.
इस फोटोग्राफ में
हाँ सर,
इसमें कैसे कैसे आपने रंग डाले हैं? ये लाल रंग कहाँ से, पीला रंग कैसे?
ये लाल वाला पड़ाक बोल के अंडमान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, अफ्रीका में आने का वुड है.
ये सारा का सारा वुड है,
नेचुरल वुड है.
Okay.
ये थोड़ा भी इसके अंदर पेंट नहीं है
जी.
पेंट किधर भी नहीं है, पूरा कंप्लीट वुड है. ये पीला वाला पनस का लकड़ी है.
ओके.
बाद में ये लाल वाला पड़ाक बोल के आता है. पड़ाक बोल के उसके अंदर इसमें चंपे का फूल आता है, देखिए उसका लकड़ी आता है. ऐसा पूरा हर तरह का लकड़ी है. ये रोज वुड है नीचे डार्क में
जी.
ये स्लेट मत्ती बोल के वुड आता है ब्लू कलर का.
राइट.
हर रकम का लकड़ी हमारा वही काम है कलेक्ट करने का उसे पूरा.
आपको जो है नेशनल अवार्ड मिला था, वो
हाँ, सर.
आपका इस आर्ट के लिए मिला था नेशनल अवार्ड. ये कैसे बनाया आपने? दिस इज द नेशनल अवार्ड विनिंग आर्ट एंड दिस इज जस्ट एन अमेजिंग आर्ट. Just look at the details here. I mean, look at the features of those ladies who are standing, the cows and the background. ये आपने 3D इफेक्ट जो दिया है इसमें कैसे बनाया? बहुत अद्भुत चीज़.
सर ये नेशनल अवार्ड है ना, इसमें क्या तो एक नया तरह से बनाना बोल के उधर कंप्लीट उधर. अब बाद में मैं सोचा एक एल्बम के जैसा क्यों नहीं बनाना बोल के.
ये क्या डिपिक्ट करता है? मैसूर की लाइफ?
ये पूरा ये आता फेस्टिवल.
अच्छा, फेस्टिवल,
पोंगल फेस्टिवल आता था.
बस लास्टली और मैं आपसे एक चीज़ जानना चाहूँगा. बिफोर वी आस्क क्वेश्चन, लेट मी शो यू another elaborate work. It's incomplete. It's former US President Barack Obama, former First Lady and their family, and they are relaxing possibly in a White House or somewhere else. कितना टाइम लेते हैं आप एक पूरा आर्ट को कंप्लीट? जैसे ये पेंटिंग है, ये सॉरी ये आर्ट है.
ओबामा का काम हमें लिए बोले था सर, कम तरह से 4 महीने का काम लग गया था.
ओके.
4 महीने का काम लग गया था.
ओके.
अभी ये एक पोर्ट्रेट बनाना बोले था, मिनिमम एक 20 डेज का टाइम.
ओके ओके ओके.
पिक्चर का.
और इसका प्रोसीजर क्या होता है? कैसे कैसे आप लोग अपना काम के लिए जाते हैं?
ये पहले उन्होंने फोटो देते हैं ऐसा बनाना बोल के. हमें क्या करते हैं, पहले उसे फोटो देख के उसका वुड पहले इकट्ठा बनाते हैं. नेचुरल वुड है ना, इसका पेंट गिंट या ना कलर का लकड़ी तो कौन सा भी यूज नहीं करते. पहले हमें वुड कलेक्ट करते हैं. इसका वुड कलेक्ट करके बाद उसके बाद उसे ट्रेस कर लेते हैं. ट्रेसिंग में ट्रेस करके उसके बाद वो ब्लू प्रिंट बना के उसके बाद एक पीस एक चकले में एक पीस में रखा लगा के काट के उसे मैं ये करता हूँ. मैं डेमो करके दिखाता हूँ सब.
Evolving through several narratives and reigns of the rulers, the city's multitude layers of rich culture is reflected among its people and their everyday life. Mysore is not just a cultural compass, but rather a corpus of stories telling how it evolved every day to everyone who visits this beautiful place. Hope you like our presentation on the history of Indian cities. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV for more.